deal, fair deal for everybody. So I think it's a very good deal.
Are the tariffs off the
Based on the latest reports from the World Economic Forum, here's the breakdown of the deal President Trump is referring to when he says, "Everybody's very happy." The core framework, announced January 21st, 2026. After threatening 10 to 25% tariffs on European allies, specifically targeting the UK, Denmark, and others, if they didn't negotiate, Trump pivoted after a meeting with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte. The status: it is not an outright purchase, sovereignty remains with Denmark, Greenland for now, but Trump calls it a forever deal that grants the US right, title, and ownership of specific functions. Key components: 1. The Golden Dome, a massive expansion of US missile defense infrastructure in Greenland, building on Thule Pituffik, to create a shield against Russian/Chinese hypersonics. 2. Critical minerals, guaranteed US access to Greenland's rare earth deposits, neodymium dysprosium, to bypass Chinese supply chains. 3. Security control. The US effectively takes over the security architecture of the Arctic, which Trump claims gets us everything we needed. The trade-off: in exchange for this framework, Trump cancelled the tariffs that were scheduled to hit Europe on February 1st. Is everybody happy? Trump claims victory because he secured the strategic assets, minerals plus defense, without a messy invasion, calling it the ultimate long-term deal. NATO/Europe, relieved that the trade war was averted. Leaders like Rutte likely see this as a pragmatic compromise to keep the US committed to NATO. Greenland/Denmark. While they avoided losing formal sovereignty, reports suggest deep skepticism in Nuuk. They have essentially been forced into a fortress status to save the Danish economy from American tariffs. It's a classic escalate to de-escalate move, threaten the economy to get the security concession. Would you like a deeper breakdown on the Golden Dome defense system he keeps mentioning?
The end of the deal, according to the framework announced by President Trump and NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte in Davos yesterday, January 21st, 2026, is effectively a functional takeover without a formal change in sovereignty. Here is the endgame of the deal as it stands right now. 1. The crisis is cancelled. The immediate end. Tariffs dropped. The immediate threat of 10-25% tariffs on the UK, Denmark, and other European nations, scheduled for February 1st, has been called off. Invasion ruled out. Trump publicly stated he won't use force, ending the fear of a physical hostile takeover that rattled markets earlier in the week. 2. The terms ownership in all but name. Instead of buying the island, which Denmark refused, the US secured a forever agreement that grants it specific, irrevocable rights. The Golden Dome. The US gets the land and rights to build its massive gold and missile defense shield across Greenland.